Hey, today I want to share a concept we use with almost every Microsoft 365 client, Sandbox Sites in SharePoint. Here at Lightlever, we come from a very strong training background, as you may know. So we really believe in teaching our clients to fish instead of just handing them a very fancy fish and hoping it survives the weekend. Sandbox Sites are a key part of how we do that. So it is a real shared SharePoint site, non-production, so it doesn't affect your day-to-day work. This is not a work-focused site, but it does have real tools like lists and libraries and site pages and all that good stuff. And we set it up so everyone in the organization can edit the site. And bottom line, it's a safe place to experiment. If someone breaks something, that's fine. That's kind of the point of a sandbox site. So what? Why does it matter? People learn by doing. We want to give people the opportunity to practice. When we do training or ask them to use a new tool, let's give them opportunities to learn by using the tools. And curiosity beats caution for when it comes to training. Let's get into a place where we can be curious and we don't have to worry about breaking things. There's mistakes without consequences, so we can mess up a page or a list and nobody's bothered by it. It's on the sandbox. And ultimately, their confidence will grow faster by using a training site and practicing in a thing such as a sandbox. Nobody learns SharePoint by being careful. So for Lightlever, we usually build sandbox sites when we are building an intranet. And then when we run the training, we build the training on that sandbox SharePoint. We build them live and we allow people to build lists and libraries and pages right in the sandbox as part of the training. Sometimes the sandbox sites look amazing and sometimes they look, well, educational. So we use these sites for training, as we said, and live demos. If they want to see, my clients want to see how does something work without actually building it in the production system, you can build it in the sandbox. Sandbox sites give people a place to practice and review their training or other features they might be researching or looking at with Copilot AI. They might want to practice that and experiment, trial and error. Great way to learn. And for a reference site, so sometimes I will build something in a sandbox to say, is this what you're thinking? Or here's an idea that we might want to pursue. I can build it very low stress and no worrying in the sandbox site. So talking about permissions for the sandbox site, we'd like to think of this as freedom without risk. We're set up so the permission structure is absolutely key. The way we set it up is everyone, all staff, are given edit access. So everyone except external users have the ability to edit. So users can create and delete lists, create and delete libraries, edit pages, modify views, change metadata fields, all that good stuff, because edit is very powerful. But they cannot change permissions. That's the owner's job. This is a key piece. And if we're doing training on permissions, we'll set it up accordingly. But normally with the sandbox, when you say, hey, go and play, we'd keep the permission levels out. So you do need a few site owners, usually 2 or 3 people that are the people that can manage the permissions as well as they can do all of this stuff too. So let's build a sandbox site. We are on Lightlever's modern sandbox. Now, I built this so long ago that I was actually testing out SharePoint modern pages. So that's several years ago. It's still called the Modern Sandbox, and I use it all the time for demos and training and testing things out. So it's here available to me. So if we want to create another sandbox, so in your environment, you would go up to the top left here where it says SharePoint, or go into the app launcher and launch SharePoint, and you'll get to the SharePoint start page. Up here on the left, it says Create Site. Now, if you don't see Create Site, that means you do not have the privileges or permissions to create sites, so you're going to have to talk to one of your administrators for this. So we'll create a site. Now, the first question when you're creating a site is always team site versus communication site. So as you probably know, if you watched my other video about team sites versus communication sites, you know the team site creates a Microsoft 365 group. So it has a shared calendar, a shared mailbox. You can do planner plans, and you can add a Teams team to that as well. Whereas the communication site is more for a intranet homepage, and it can be made into a home site. For the purposes of our sandbox site, really, these are very minor differences. Both of them have lists and libraries. Both of them have the ability to edit pages and create pages and add apps and all that good stuff. But I recommend using the team site in case your sandbox playing includes playing with teams or Planner, in which case you can do that. The communication site, not so easy. So I'm going to choose the team site. And now we have a lot of templates that are presented to us here. Remember, this sandbox site, it doesn't need to be pretty. In fact, sometimes it makes sense for it to not be pretty. So people go, oh yeah, if it looks too good, they might not want to break it. So we want people to play. So let's just use this standard team template, which is very basic looking. I'll use this template. And now I'll give the site a name. I will call it the Sandbox. Okay, so the site name is available. The site address is available with modifications. So it wants to call it Sandbox 2. This is because I created one earlier when I was preparing. So let's call it the Sandbox 2 and click Next. So now here, I said everyone's going to have access to it. So you think, oh, maybe it's public. But actually, we want to make it private so we have the ability to manage permissions. Part of the sandbox. I might be doing this for course training reasons, but first of all, I'm going to show you how to add everyone with edit permissions. So from that point of view, we're going to keep it private, and I'll keep it English since I'm speaking English and I'm based in Canada. Create a site. Now, you can start adding members. You don't have to, but it's a good idea to add yourself here. I'll add myself as an owner. So right away, we're starting to build up that owners list. Okay, so we have one person as an owner. I'll click Finish. And there we have it. We have our sandbox site ready to start playing. I'll just close this next steps window because the next steps are too numerous to mention at this point. It's like, go play with it. But before we move on, we're going to set the permissions. So we'll go into settings and site permissions, and we can add members here, but I'm going to show you the advanced permission settings because I want to add a group of users. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to add them into the Sandbox members group. Notice it has edit permissions. So I'll click on Sandbox members to see the current membership. And now this is a special group that's used by teams. I'm going to add a new user, and it's actually not a user, it's a group, and it's called everyone. Everyone except external users. So this means all the people in your organization, as you add and remove users in your Microsoft 365 domain, this will get updated. Not guest users though, only the internal. So do you want to send an email invitation or not? Generally, I don't. In this case, it's going to email everyone. Now you could say, okay, everyone, now you have access to the sandbox, but I recommend communicating in different ways. And I'll click share. Okay, so now everyone except external users are part of the Sandbox members group, and that means that they have edit permissions everywhere. I'm just going to double check the Sandbox owners, and I'm going to add myself to this group just to be very explicit that there's certain people are the owners of this site. Okay, again, I won't bother with the email invitation and click share. All right, that's all there is to it. This is your Sandbox site. Get your people playing. So that's in a nutshell, or a wooden box, Sandbox Sites. This simple tool can help your people learn, experiment, and get confident. They reduce fear, they reduce accidents, they reduce the number of times someone says, so I may have done a thing that broke a thing, which is a win for everyone. If this video has been useful, remember to like, share, subscribe, and play nice with others.